Hello everyone, I'm Côte-de-Bone, and I wanted to talk about a remedy I've found for a performance issue in Microsoft Flight Simulator that a lot of people have reported on the official forums and Reddit. Specifically, we are looking at the performance impact of popping out a panel, such as your GPS, for use on a second monitor. So, I've got a bit of a solution, but it's not exactly elegant or necessarily accessible if you're on a budget. The system I'm using today has two GPUs. My main GPU is an NVIDIA RTX 3090. I also have a secondary GPU, an NVIDIA RTX 3080. We'll get into what that's going to do for us in a bit. My in-game resolution is 2560 by 1440 with most settings at ultra or high, and my secondary display is the Flight Sim Builder GNS 530, which runs at 1024 by 768 at 60 Hz. VSync is off in both the NVIDIA control panel and in-game. I've loaded in to an airfield in southern Argentina to ensure that terrain is not a factor in this demonstration. In the overlay in the upper right, the first GPU listed is the 3090 and the second is the 3080. Below that is the frame rate. The second monitor is being captured just below the overlay. In this instance, the second monitor is connected to the 3090, so both primary and secondary monitor are connected to the same GPU. You'll see that 3090 is being heavily utilized, above 90%, and I've got a frame rate in the mid to high 80s. The activity on the 3080 is the recording and output of this video. When I pop out the GPS panel, you'll immediately see the GPU utilization drops and my frame rate takes a massive hit, down to about 60. I then move the pop out over to the secondary monitor, but the frame rate and utilization stay the same, which is to say, not great. Now, to show you the fix that I've found. I've loaded back into the same place, but this time the second monitor is connected to my second GPU, the 3080. Sitting on the ground, my main GPU is again getting good utilization, and my frame rate is in the mid to high 80s. When I pop out the panel, my utilization and frame rate drop like before, but this time, when I move the panel over to the secondary monitor and make it full screen, most of my frame rate returns, though not all of it, as I'm now in the high 70s to low 80s. Not perfect, but better. Having the pop-out panel full screen on the secondary monitor connected to a second GPU seems to be something of a fix. That said, that the pop-out panel performance hit is so serious is still a major issue that the developer needs to address. You shouldn't need to have a secondary GPU to run pop-out panels on a second monitor, especially as in my case where my main GPU is one of the best currently available. So, if you've got an old GPU collecting dust, give this a try. For me, having VSync off was necessary, as the Flight Sim Builder's 60 Hz refresh rate would lock the frame rate in at 60 otherwise. Let me know if you've got any questions. Thanks for watching. Côte-de-Bone signing off.